welcome to Project Conspiracy Theory. I'm Anissa.
And my name's Justin.
And welcome to episode 1.
Episode 1, that's what we told you. So, I wanted to sort of touch base too on conspiracy theories overall. So, one thing big, as everyone knows today, everyone uses it, social media. You know, it's everywhere. It's in your phones, it's in people's TVs, obviously computers, it's just in people's watches, I think.
Yeah, no, I actually have a couple shortcuts to social media on my Fitbit.
There we go. So it's everywhere, and you know, a lot of questions out there, and a lot of people have covered this too, like how much can they hear about, you know, what you're talking about? How much can they really tune into your everyday life? You know, there's certain platforms that, you know, you talk about a certain subject and all of a sudden you see it on sale as they're scrolling through the social media. Obviously, I won't mention any certain names to any platform, but I just wanted to talk about it as a very broad topic. So I wanted to say that, you know, I think there was one time I was talking about something really bizarre. Like it was like weird colored socks, right? Mm-hmm. It was funny. And then all of a sudden I see like these colorful socks that have a lot of different brand names and everything pop up right in front of me like 5 minutes later. I don't know if you have any similar stories.
I remember seeing a video actually. This guy was interested to see if this social media platform listening to was a true thing or not. So him and I believe it was his girlfriend, unsure, started talking about how they needed to purchase cat food. They didn't have a cat. So they kept talking about it, and then I think the next day it was, they actually opened up the social media app and there was a targeted ad for cat food right there. They hadn't searched for it anywhere on their phone, they just simply talked about it. And I don't know, I guess that to me kind of proves that, hey, it's listening to you. Because if you're not searching for cat food like on the internet anywhere, it's not gonna have those cookies still to be able to search or target an ad towards you. So
yeah, that's it certainly is. I know one big thing that happened to me recently was with my job. You know, I work in a community, and you know, I'm affiliated with different names with people, and you know, I was on my work computer, right? And sometimes and occasionally I log on to social media platforms on there. Why not? And I logged out of everything now, and I was logging on to just my work stuff. And next thing you know, I logged on to the social media platform. Not too long after, probably like within an hour. And all of a sudden, you see these names popping up that you might even have relation to that shouldn't be on there. And it just makes you wonder, okay, does it go past even when you log out of something? Does it go on your actual computer memory? You know, like how does it really read off of that, even though you log off of something and you log on to something else? Yeah, how does it save that information? I have no idea.
Right. A similar thing happened to my roommate and I. We were at my family's St. Paddy's Day celebration. We're very Irish. We like to get together and party, I guess you could say. And we were all together in this small room in this hotel, and my roommate doesn't have any of my family besides my parents on social media. So there wouldn't have been any interaction between like her and my cousins or anything like that. But when we got home, she was looking through her social media like feed, and up pops my cousin and then my aunt and like every single member of my family that was there. So I don't know if it goes on proximity, who you're around, or what, but it was wild. She was like, your cousin Kim is here, your aunt so-and-so is here. I was like, I mean, you can add them if you want, but don't feel like obligated to.
Exactly. Yeah, and all that's really, really bizarre. And just to cut into, you might hear a couple bangings in the background. That is not a horrible drummer, but it is just a person who is working in a kitchen. We're actually at a really nice cafe in Minneapolis, Minnesota here. I really love this backdrop, brick wall back here, so why not use it? But you will hear the occasional tinging, tanging, banging. No gunshots, I promise you that. Oh, okay, that got a little rough. Escalated pretty quickly, I'm sorry. But that's about it, I promise. If you hear anything else, I can't make any promises on. You know, if anyone, whoever's tuning in and viewing, if you can comment below and tell us your experiences too with your social media and your weird stories. If something similar happened to you, we'd really love to hear about it. Just because everyone has a different story, and it just keeps making your mind tick every time you hear a new story. So please let us know if you have something to share. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and yeah.
We want to hear your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we also have some more stuff to talk about as well. And you were doing a lot of research into this.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video about it. I don't remember if it was on YouTube or if it was on social media. But there was a video, or a series of videos of people capturing these sonic booms everywhere that they could not explain. They were setting off car alarms, they were making the whole houses shake, and people were like freaking out. So this first one was on Sunday, February 12th of 2017. It wasn't the first report, but it was the first one that I found right away. It was residents of Hamilton, Ohio reported hearing a sonic boom, and they said it was deafening. It was, again, like I said, setting off car alarms, shaking their houses, terrifying their cats and dogs. And there was no official explanation for it. So that sent conspiracy theorists running wild. But this wasn't the only place that they were heard either. There were 64 total reported locations, ranging everywhere from the Middle East to Australia, and the majority of them being on the east coast of the United States. There was one reported boom in Cheverly, Maryland, and Area 51. There was one in Yorkshire that actually I found an entire Daily Mail article about it. That one was nuts. But NASA can't even explain what was happening. The Weather Service tried to explain it as this could be like a sonic boom from a jet or from the Leonid meteor shower that was happening at the time. But they also said in the same tweet that they stated all of this that they don't know. They genuinely have no idea what it is. They could just hypothesize that these two options could be what was happening. So, looking farther into this, there were a bunch of theories coming out of what could this possibly be. The first one, and everyone's favorite usually, is aliens. So, since the Roswell crash, which was in 1947, there was a lot of extraterrestrial activity in Southwest Ohio because of the Patterson-Wright Air Base that was very nearby Hamilton, Ohio, which was where that first case that I had talked about was reported. And some people believe that there was the debris from Roswell actually transported to this Hamilton. That's not what it is. It's Wright something Air Base. Wait a second. Is it? Did I actually get that right? Wright-Patterson. That's what it is.
What was it before?
I don't remember what I said the first time, but
Something about Hamilton?
I think I said Hamilton Wright, it's outside of Hamilton, Ohio.
Oh.
But it's Wright-Patterson Air Base. Okay. So, yeah. The second theory is that
that's the second theory right there. I don't know if you heard that.
big booms. The second theory is that it's the government doing it. There are these things called deep underground military bases, or I'm not kidding you, DUM for short. That's literally the acronym that I found everywhere was DUM, and I thought it was kind of funny.
I don't know, it sounds pretty dumb.
This was a theory that kind of had the most traction because because it is the most plausible of actually being possible. These were said to have been constructed all over the US under major cities since the Cold War. So there are probably approximately about 100 deep underground military bases all over the US, and these are Navy bases, Air Force bases, and Army bases, and there's some FEMA camps under there too. They are about 2 miles underground, and the diameter ranges from 10 miles to 30 miles across. So like this is all underneath us. And I thought that part was kind of nuts, because it's like, you don't think about there being an entire city under you unless you're in Denver, and at that airport, there's that entire city network underneath the airport. The third theory is that the HARP facility is causing tectonic plate manipulation. And for those of you who don't know what the HARP facility is, it stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. It's in Alaska, and it originally was made to analyze the ionosphere and investigate the potential for developing ionospheric enhancement technology for radio communications and surveillance. But a lot of people are saying that that's not actually why it was made. It's just made to spy on us and change the weather and a whole bunch of stuff. I'm probably going to go into that HARP theory because that's a whole other conspiracy theory in itself later on. Not today, but in a later episode. But a tectonic weapon is a hypothetical device or system which could create earthquakes, volcanoes, or similar events. And this is in a specific location. So it's said to be able to target like specific cities, specific coordinates, stuff like that. And it's kind of terrifying if you think about it, because like if they want to, they could cause a giant earthquake in like big major cities if they're not happy with that city, I guess.
Yeah, no kidding. I'd say that whatever sharp is really terrifying too, because I'm sure it's plenty sharp right now. Just saying.
Having like horror movie flashbacks. The last. What?
No, but that is pretty terrifying if you think about it. If we really think about that.
Right. The last theory associated with the sonic booms is that the one heard in Cheverly, Maryland was actually noises from underground construction because they were trying to build a like secret escape tunnel for the president to be able to get out if he needed to. There was a whole map that was listed with this that showed the exact route that it would run, and it's nuts. But the booms that were heard over Area 51 were actually kind of debunked. It was said that there were 2 F-22 fighter jets that were flying over the area, and there's video footage of the jets and the boom. But conspiracy theorists are still like, hey, no, this is the CIA testing alien technology or hypersonic aircrafts.
And would you, from your own like personal perspective, which I'm sure there's a lot of different areas you could really go on this, do you think there could be any alien involvement?
Oh God. I don't know. Kind of like, this is a tough one because I go back and forth between, yeah, aliens are definitely real, to I don't know. But with this one, an alien aircraft could definitely have been causing these because of the way they're depicted as just taking off out of nowhere. They could have made that boom because of the, what is it called? The breaking the sound barrier. It's definitely a possibility. Half of these theories that were laid out on the different websites that I looked into, the different sources, I was like, this makes 0 sense, but I'm going to include it just because. Because I want to capture all of the theories, everyone's different perspective behind it.
Exactly, yeah. And all the same, after hearing all that, comment below too, reach out to us, let us know your, if you have any theories yourself around this, because we're trying to figure out about this more too every single day. And that noise back there is not supernatural or anything, but...
Or is it?
It's not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or anything like that either. But anyways, but yeah, like I said, comment below if you have, if you have ideas, if you have theories, even if you have experiences too, like first-hand experiences. We really love to hear about that.
Yeah, if you have video footage of you possibly hearing one of these booms or hearing something weird, let us know. Drop the link down below. We'll watch it, I promise.
Yeah.
Or we could include the email too. We have an email. You can send us your stuff.
Yeah, we'll have the email right below the video. Please feel free to reach out and send us any information that you have, or if you want to possibly let us know and be involved in more conspiracy theory shows that we do that are more involved around this too. So please let us know, because we really want to hear about it. Yeah.
And if you have any other topics that you really want us to cover too, let us know. We'll dig into it.
And I wanted to also mention too, going off of that, the sonic booms and all that, how there's been many reports as well of, and we were talking about this earlier too, it's different parts of the world, different years.
Guys, what is going on?
Strange sounds are being heard around the world. In Sweden, this sure sounds like a trumpet. In Michigan, another trumpet-like sound.
There was a lot of noises that sounded like a tornado siren, but it wasn't. It was just all over the place. It sounded like a doomsday type of sound. And if you think about sounds like that, to have that type of impact in the atmosphere, hey, does that, is that breaking barriers? Is that breaking sound barriers? Is there something more to that? And what is causing that sound?
Right.
What is causing the amount of sound that are sending chills down people's backs? They're taking video footage to hear the sound, and they're trying to put it out there. Does that have anything to do with that? I have no idea.
Right. Same with like the trumpeting noises in, I want to say it was in Europe. This person captured this really eerie like trumpeting noise that was super loud. It definitely couldn't have been a trumpet, but that's exactly what it sounded like. And the footage was looked over by different people that knew how to analyze it and tell if it was doctored or not, and it was proven that it was not doctored. So they still have no idea what caused that either. So that's really interesting too. Just all these different loud noises that can't be explained by anything. Just wild.
It is really wild. And I also wanted to talk about some stuff going on. Well, almost moved the table. I'll rock it over. Going forward in the future too, we are looking to do something about the Wendigo. It's sort of going to be a big project with that, because we are going to, I also a part of Project Origin. We do documentaries on paranormal and older locations, stuff like that. And I know that we also want to draw the Wendigo into this as well, because, the Wendigo in itself, you could consider that a huge conspiracy theory. There's a lot of people that think the Wendigo is Bigfoot. The Wendigo might be a skinwalker or a crawler, whatever they refer to them as, the Wendigo. And getting to the point and why I brought this up was, some people even theorize, probably in recent times now, that the Wendigo could even be like an alien. Because it doesn't, it does, if you think about it, if you look around on the internet, you'll see a lot of variations of the Wendigo. You'll see, a lot of people say they're around 7 to 9 feet or more tall. They're really lanky, really, they're sort of hunched over and they have really long arms, skeletal-like figure. It almost looks like the jaws have been, like the bottom mouth part has been eaten out because they're, sorry, I'm clearing my throat a lot. Maybe the Wendigo doesn't like me talking about this.
Just trying to stop you.
Exactly. Just knock it off. But anyways, yeah, there's just a lot of features, and a lot of sightings from what I've discovered is, the Wendigo has either been white or like a grayish color. And obviously a lot of people theorize that maybe aliens have like that grayish color too, with different eyes and stuff like that would really add up to, hey, maybe it could be the Wendigo.
Right. There was one drawing that I saw of this one person, what they saw as the Wendigo. And the hands really remind me of the Babadook. Like in the movie, how you see like the shadow. And I remember my roommate and I had to watch that movie for our film studies class. And as soon as you see like his hands stretch out, I was like, elongated jazz hands. And then we didn't find it scary anymore
Oh yeah.
because it was just funny at that point. But
I remember watching that part, yeah, because they're like, all of a sudden you're Mama Duke.
and it's creepy and you
And
want
I
to be
know,
scared.
okay.
But then I made a joke to make us both not scared. And it worked out.
One little joke and you're like, but not to go on a side tangent, but I did mention one more thing too about scary movies. What movie was it though? Was it one of the Conjuring movies? Or Insidious? Maybe it was Insidious.
Insidious
Well,
freaks
one of
me out.
them, one of the, you know, like demonic type creatures, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's on there. You know, it had like these long claws and everything. I just, you know, it was pretty spooky. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if I was just, you know, chilling out on a Saturday night and all of a sudden I see long claws reaching over, I'd probably wanna, you know,
Nope.
shit my pants as well. But getting past that, then all of a sudden I see like a full body, and to me it looked like Darth Maul. I don't know if you've ever seen that. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's just Darth Maul, and he's having a bad day.
Just chilling.
So when that happened, I was like, oh, you know, it was the one funny part too that I drew from. Like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So I guess that's, you know, coming to scary movies too. If there's one thing, just keep with those claws and stuff like that, and don't show people your whole body.
That's
You know?
the creepiest part of horror movies is not seeing the whole thing, just seeing little bits and pieces. That's the most terrifying. Because
Yeah.
it's like it leaves your mind guessing what's coming next. What does it look like?
There you go.
It's creepy.
And really, if you think about that, as far as like any creatures or beasts, monsters, whatever you want to refer to them as, that are related to conspiracy theories, a lot of people have different descriptions for all of them.
Yeah,
There's
cryptids are
always-
cool.
There's always different ones. So another location that we are planning to go to for our second episode, I'll give so much information out just because I'm sure, you know, a lot of you can obviously look this stuff up online too. But it's local, it's in Minnesota. It's a bit of a drive from the cities here. It's in Jackson, Minnesota. And it's about a girl, and I'm gonna do some information right here on my phone. I'm gonna cheat just because it's cheating, but that's okay. So the girl's name is Mary Jane Terwilliger. I can't pronounce.
Terwilliger.
Terwilliger?
Yeah.
Is that really good?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Yeah, there was a girl in my sorority with that last name.
Oh, maybe they're in the same family, you know?
Maybe.
Well, anyway, so thank you for correcting me there because I pretty much butchered that last name. So the story is, and I'm reading this from Mysterious Heartland. In 1881, the townspeople of the nearby village of Petersburg accused an 18-year-old girl named Mary Jane
Terwilliger.
Terwilliger, sometimes simply known as Mary Jane and known not to stuff your smoke, of being a witch, and beheaded her.
Of course.
She was buried on a hill in Loon Lake Cemetery. Now, obviously, that may or may not have happened. I know there have been people saying no, that didn't happen. Just a regular girl, and she had suffered, you know, unfortunate events. And there are some saying that that did happen. So really, just theory goes up to you, especially if you want to go check it out. But yeah, it's at the Loon Lake Cemetery. And it says their troubles with witches did not stop there, however, and they saw fit to execute 2 more young women in the subsequent years. So,
Why am I
Yeah.
not surprised?
yeah, it's... So at one time there were 67 headstones and only 18 remain. So, the story goes that if you walk over Mary Jane's resting place, which I think they actually have her actual gravestone now in one of the local museums there in town, if I remember correctly. So we were probably going to check that out as well. But her grave is unmarked otherwise, as far as I know. So you don't even know if we're walking over it or not, according to what it says. One theory / legend story in the past was a young man who walked over the grave while hunting in the area. On the way home, a heavy fog ascended, and after he pulled his car over, he suffered carbon monoxide poisoning. So,
Rough.
yeah, that's just something we have out there. There's been a lot of stories and theories around people visiting that location and having different experiences too. People going out there, their cars stop working, people going out there and hearing voices. So that's actually what we're going to do on episode 2. I won't give you any information past that though, or perhaps I've given you too much. If I have, stop watching it. No, I'm just kidding. So that's where we're going to go to next. And I know that the Wendigo is in the foreseeable future as well. And I have a whole boatload of stuff to talk about the Wendigo. And we actually had the opportunity to talk to Chad Lewis as well, who is very, especially well known in Wisconsin, Minnesota, this type of area, especially Canada even. He's written lots of books, and he, took some time out of his day to do an interview with us for the Project Origin side of things. But he had a lot of information on the Wendigo, and it's just really exciting to see what we come up with. There's 2 locations that I've heard about, at least for Minnesota, where people have seen the Wendigo. That's Roseville, Minnesota, so way up there up north next to the Canadian border. And then Lake Wendigo. Lake Wendigo. It's sort of a cool location too, Lake Wendigo, because if you look at the map, if you haven't been there, you'll see that it's a lake, and then an island, and then a little lake in the island.
Oh, wow.
So it's like sort of a weird way of putting it anyways. It's just a weird scenario. So we definitely be covering a lot more there.
Yeah, going back to the Mary's grave thing and the boy's car stopping working or whatever, stuff like that terrifies me, especially in the middle of nowhere. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so there was a lot of times that I was driving and there was no one else around me, just me on the road, and I used to be terrified of everything outside. So like, oh no, if I get out of my car, a wolf is gonna eat me, or weird things like that. So every time I hear a story of this person's car stopped working, I'm like, nope, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Billy Mays here with a big old oof.
Yeah, I've never had that experience happen to me. Don't ever want it to. But yeah, as mentioned earlier, just to cover it one more time, if you do have like any, Tony, you comment below a lot, but even if you have like any Wendigo knowledge, theories or stories, if you have your own experience, it would definitely help us to, hear you out. If you would certainly be willing to share with us. So you can reach out an email, comment below. Like I was saying, Wendigo is known to have so many different, what we call it. I don't know how to put the words to it. A lot of different body formations. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like I said, it could be standing 7 to 8 feet tall with the antlers and like a deer, like skull. Some people have seen that, and smelling like a sulfur or rotting flesh. So there's stuff like that that people have seen. So that's something that it comes in all forms. So I can't wait to get out there and see if we see something like that.
Right. Part of me is hoping that nothing happens, but the other part of me is like, I want to see one. I want to see that this is real. But
yeah,
part of me that wants to see nothing is just terrified of everything outdoors still.
Yeah. Well, I'm terrified of spiders. That is not a theory. It's not a conspiracy. I don't like spiders at all.
My roommate actually, when we first moved in together, kept a mason jar for nickels, and she charged me a nickel every time I made her kill a spider in our apartment. I think she only has 2 nickels in that jar, so I did pretty good.
Well, I mean, I give away unlimited nickels if it means I don't ever have to touch a spider, as long as someone else kills it for me. Mm-hmm. That's okay.
There's one conspiracy theory that I definitely want to dive into for another episode, and that is the Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah.
There is something, I do not remember what it is, but something happened to my roommate and I the other day, and we both remembered the same thing, but then Googled it and it was something different. And for the life of me, I cannot remember what it is, but
Really?
It was definitely like a Mandela effect thing, because we remembered it so clearly being this thing, and then Google said, no, it's this, it's always been this. Let me see if it's in my search history, because it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, that's one thing that, did you ever watch the one that Shane did on that?
Yes, that's the one that really got me into it, because I even texted my mom and I was like, hey, the Berenstain or Berenstain Bears? And she was like, the Berenstain Bears. And I was like, thank you, but apparently not.
It's weird though, like...
It was Grumpy Cat's real name. So, do you know who Grumpy Cat is?
I think everyone does.
The internet meme.
Of course.
Great little cat. We both remembered her name being Oatmeal for some reason, but then we looked it up and it's apparently tartar sauce, spelled Tardar. Tartar sauce. But we both remembered it so vividly being oatmeal, and I don't remember why. But yeah, and we looked it up and it's tartar sauce, and my brain hurts trying to wrap itself around that. But
Yeah, that is really weird too, because yeah, that's what got me into it when I watched this episode, because there are certain things that he pointed out too. I mean, it's around my age too, even back when I was a kid. And
Right.
It's like, wow.
let me know in the comments below that I'm not crazy, I'm not losing my mind. Her name is Oatmeal, or was Oatmeal. Rest her soul.
Yeah. No, sorry, I'm just trying to think about something. I can't get it out the tip of my tongue. There's just something that maybe we just had a Mandela effect, who knows?
Right. There's so many Mandela effect things that when I was watching Shane Dawson's video on it, I was like, whoa, this is how I remember it too. What the hell is going on?
Yeah. And if you haven't watched that video or don't know who Shane Dawson is, you should certainly check him out.
All of his conspiracy theory videos are pretty prime.
Yeah. We'll even put a little link down there too to go to his channel if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Really check it out. That's sort of what inspired me too to do that kind of conspiracy theory type things. I've always had an interest, but just having someone sort of point out some things that really like make your brain start ticking, like what?
Right, and seeing so many other people recently getting into doing conspiracy theories and getting into true crime and paranormal stuff and all these different things, it's nice to know that we're not alone being super interested in stuff like this. So yeah, like there's a lot of podcasts that I listen to about the different conspiracy theories. Parcast is a great network. I'm gonna plug them because they have so many different podcasts, not just conspiracy theories, but they have different ones about lore. I think it's called Tales. A lot of true crime ones, but their conspiracy theories one is the first one I found, and it's pretty great.
Yeah. When we actually start talking about this stuff, you know, even if you don't dabble into it too much or think about it, you start like, what the heck is going on? There's something at work here that I don't understand.
Yeah. It really makes you wonder. That is a bright shirt.
What one?
There's a guy that just walked by and he had a bright floral shirt. Like very, very bright.
He just has to be extra, that's all.
Listen, nothing wrong with being extra.
No, there's not. Yeah, make a statement.
Right.
I thought you were talking about that person with the red shirt, because that was a really red shirt. That was someone else.
No, he was on the side of the road.
So we're sitting by a window,
A very large window.
and we're actually staring at the people out there more than they're staring at us in here because they're a camera. And yeah.
It probably looks like if they can't see the camera that we're just talking to a wall.
But no, really, there's a big old window this way. That's why sometimes you see my face light up like I'm going to cross over or something like that. That's not true though, I'm not going to.
It's been between like trying to be sunny and raining while it's still sunny. I think it stopped raining now.
Yeah. And for those tuning in who don't live in Minnesota, this is Minnesota. You experience all 4 seasons in 1 week. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's any other place in the world that does that.
No, North Dakota.
Well, yeah, I suppose North Dakota.
Because my brother's working out in the oil fields right now, and he said it was like raining / snowing all morning.
Oh, really? It was?
And it's the end of May. Why is there still snow?
Well, did you see there was snowing in Arizona recently?
I did not.
Yeah. I think it was like May 20, just a day or two ago.
Oof. I don't like snow. I don't like cold.
Yeah. So that's all we have for you for this episode. I hope you liked the topics that we talked about. Once again, if you're tuning in and you are interested, you want to keep watching some shows that we put out ahead, please subscribe. You can hit the bell for notifications so you can get notified when we put new videos up. And like I said, if you have any input, you have any theories or ideas, comment below so we can take a look and yeah, see what everyone else is talking about too, and your own experiences. So we really want to hear about it. I also was going to say that we are going to do episode 2 once again. I was talking about it a little bit earlier about going to Loon Lake, and we're going to do that in June. So stay tuned. That episode will probably be released sometime in June. So, yeah.
Don't forget to send us your shit.
Yes. Lots of shit. Don't send us any packages in the mail though. That's shit. Because we
Please
don't really mean literally shit.
We just want all of your.
Unless you light it on
stories.
fire and run away, then you can do it. And it's outside. But just keeping it there. And I won't step on it. I'm not stupid to step on it and get it on my foot. So just a heads up on it.
I'm always just weary of packages from unknown senders.
Yeah. Don't send any dark web boxes our way. Thank you. Wouldn't be technically a dark web box because we didn't get it out there. You sent it to us, so that would be cheating.
Is it still illegal if you got it from someone else? Yes, it is. Never mind. Disregard.
Is it illegal?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal because a lot of the things in it could have been used in crimes. I don't remember. After watching some guy's whole YouTube channel of him unboxing dark web boxes, he stated something about it being illegal and how, like, hey, this bloody rag could have been used in a murder. I have no clue, but I'm gonna throw it out. And people in the comments were like, no, send it to the police. And then other people in the comments were like, no, you can't, that's illegal, you're gonna get in trouble. And it's like, but you just put this on YouTube, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a very conflictive thing. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, none of those boxes. No crap boxes either. I was just joking about that. No,
Please don't send me packages yet.
not yet.
Just emails.
Eventually, maybe. We have to get to know each other a little bit more, okay?
Yeah, send us your emails, comment below. Share with your friends if they're interested in conspiracy theories, stuff like that. You think they'd find this cool? Send it to them. Give their inbox some love.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll keep you updated, and we'll have episode 2 out next month.
So I love watching people on those birds. I watched a dude from my balcony hit a pothole in one and go flying.
Oh
It was
jeez.
like 10 o'clock in the morning. It was good entertainment.
Is he okay?
And he got back up, so I'm assuming so. Coffee is my life juice.
Well, I agree with that. I don't agree with smoking for 40 years because that's what I did. That's why I have this voice.
I've been there for
I'm not
7.
40 years old, but I started smoking in my mother's womb. I'm sorry.
I've been smoking for 7 years, and my roommate and I just started the journey of quitting. Last Saturday was her last cigarette, and like having her there to help me quit too is really helpful, because then I don't want to go out on the balcony to have a cigarette and sit there alone. It's not fun.
Exactly. That's going to be our next show, Smoking Cessation.